Hey, you guys, it's your boy Cam back with another basketball show, man, on the Villain Sports Media Network. So, last few videos, we went over storylines, we went over point guards, we went over shooting guards. It's time for, and we went over small forwards as well, but it's time for to get into that paint, man. So, today's video is going to be about the power forward position, man. We're going over the top 10 power forwards in the NBA right now. But before we get started, you know the drill. Get the channel some love, like, subscribe, man. We're working on other platforms, but YouTube's gonna be the one we start on, man. So get a video some love, get a video some likes, man. Check it out. Um, Let us know what you think about the list. Got a bunch of great podcasts and shows, including College Sports Villains. You got the Football Frame of Mind podcast show, however you want to spin it, with yours truly and my boy Brandon. We do it every Sunday, so check it out, man. Then you got No Mercy Sports on there. They cover everything, man. MLB's hot right now. They cover that. They go to the NBA, cover combat sports, all of that. So check it out, man. We got a lot of stuff trying to grow this network, man. But of course, like and subscribe, man. So without further ado, let's get into it, man. All right. So the power forward position, man, is not what it used to be, man. It used to be a big inside the paint type position, right? Now you got teams running the offense through their power forward position, man. Um, I think of years like Lamar Odom was small forward, power forward ish, but he has such a good handle that he could run the offense, man. Like that's where the game is right now. You see a lot of Lamar Odoms out there, guys that can stretch the floor, can put it on the floor, get to the rim. You know, excellent in the pick and roll game. I mean, then you got players that's good at defense from that position as well, right? You know, a lot of all around good players. I think the power forward position is way better than it's ever been. I think the big man position as a whole is really better than it's ever been. You know, I think of so many players that were kind of put into a box, to say, for lack of a better term, with the old school coaches mindset. Nah, you're gonna dominate in the paint. You don't need to be shooting no jumpers. When in fact, it's probably better shooting jumpers than the people that you have shooting jumpers, right? I always go back to DeMarcus Cousins. Like DeMarcus Cousins could stretch the floor better than anybody, and you wasn't going to stop him when he got to the paint. You know, so you might as well push him out there. But he had enough handles to take it over too. So as my internet goes out. But nonetheless, man, let's get into it, man. All right. So I start off every show, man, before we get into the list with my honorable mentions, man. So it was tough to put Aaron Gordon in this honorable mention, man. It was tough, man. I went back and forth, man. Look at this. I scratched off hella stuff trying to figure out where I could slide him, man. And to be honest, he's literally just an underrated player, bro. Like, he's not just an underrated power forward. Dude does everything. He can drop 20. He can give you 15 rebounds, man. He can dominate in the paint, plays good defense. He's athletic as shit. Like, bro, he can do it all, man. So this isn't a slight on him, man. I just think his value goes beyond just being a power forward, if I'm being honest with you. The Nuggets have a serious player on their hands, man, and he should be there for a while doing the dirty work, man. So I like him a lot. But nonetheless, man, let's move on. Jabari Smith Jr., man. So he is an interesting person, right? Interesting player, should I say. He has great size. He can stretch the floor. Um, I think he just has to take that next step of molding his game into more of an all-around threat. He's got the size to play good defense. He's got the size to dominate in the paint. And he's got the touch to dominate nice jump hooks, nice little floater game, little jump shots too. Like he has the game to really be good. And I think for the Rockets to succeed, you not only need him to succeed, you need their center to succeed, and you need Jabari Smith to succeed, man. I think there's a lot that he can do, but the Rockets need him to take that next step, man. Not saying he's like Hakeem Olajuwon or anything, but he's got a nice skill set. And, with some harnessing, he could be really good, and the Rockets could be very dangerous this season. So, nonetheless, man, I'm excited to see what he can do. Now, this next player, Jonathan Kuminga, right? Jonathan Kuminga is like otherworldly talented, dog. Like, going to the rim, he is a violent finisher, bro. You better look out. He's not nice at all, right? Um, and being an undersized four, can, considering he's like 6'7", you gotta have some dog in you, right? And he does, man. He does, man. So in the stretch four type of role that he's probably gonna play, you gotta shoot a little better. But he's good, man. He's good. And it's going to be interesting to see how they use him this year because he was really doing his thing late in the season last year. And the Warriors only missed the playoffs by a little bit, so it's not really that big a deal what they need to do to fix it, right? But the Warriors have a chance to really still be good, man, because they got a lot of talent on there. You still got Steph, you still got Draymond. They know what the Warriors standard is. So all you gotta do is bring on the other guys, man. They still got Wiggins, you know. You add Kaminga in there and Buddy Hield as well. You got a pretty good offensive team, man. So I want to know what they're gonna do with Kaminga moving forward. But I really like the way he balls, man. He's a jack of all trades, man. Like I think he could guard every position almost. Maybe not center, but I think 1 through 4, he got the athleticism to guard all those positions. I'm excited to see what he does, man. Let's just say that. But those are my honorable mentions, man. Let's move on to the list, man. You just made the list for my wrestling people. It's Chris Jericho. All right, so this was interesting because, like, going through it, looking at the numbers, looking at other people's lists to try and form my own opinion of where I think people are. Um, there were a lot of people that had Chet as a top 10 center as well, right? And some people have him as a top 10 power forward, right? I think he's a good power forward, man. Because the Thunder also have another guy. I think his name's Havelstein or something like that. So he plays um, center too. So, but nonetheless, the NBA is turning into a positionless league. Specifically in the power forward type of role. So Chet is obviously got the size. Having the ability to rebound, right? He can pass. He's got a nice touch around the rim too. I think the biggest thing for him moving forward is to assert himself more, in my opinion. Get a little nasty. That's the only thing I think he needs to do. Because if you watch my shows up to this point, right, I put an emphasis on being available. And for him to miss a season, right, because of a foot injury and they come back and play all 82, that's something to say, man. But if he started asserting himself down low, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, man. Because you know Shea gonna feed him. Shea gonna get his. He gonna get his 25 a night. But if he can boost that up to like 19, 20 a night, whew, that's dangerous. That's dangerous, man. Because he's already a good rebounder. That's the crazy thing about it. So, nonetheless, the Thunder should be good this year, man. They got a lot of good young players. Barring injury, they should be top three in the West. But let's see who's next. Check good though. All right. This is a guy I like. I like Evan Mobley a lot, man. I like the Cavs a lot, man. They got a lot of good pieces on there, man. They just need a little push. They need to really push it, man, because they got a good team, you know. But Evan Mobley is so good, man. So good. He's a versatile ass guy. Like the ability to shoot. I think his 3-point percentage went up a lot. Like he's versatile. He's got good defense and he's a good rebounder, right? Dog, he's good, man. Like, man, Evan Mobley should be like, I don't know. If I had a comparison, man, man, somebody I watched in the past that kind of reminded me of him, man. I hate to say KG because I don't think he's there defensively, but like his offensive game is like so crazy right now, though. Like, bro, KG dominated with the rebounding. He dominated with the scoring. Like, I get it. He's like probably the third option on his team. But when I think of him, I think of KG, bro. Like the ability to pass out the post, man. I think he's a better passer than KG. But I do think he has like some really good comparisons. I think defensively, if he took it up a notch, you'll really see what I'm talking about. But man, he's really good. Like I wanted to play more games because 50 is kind of on the low side. But yo, imagine if he put it all together, dog. The stretch for the defense, and he already got the rebound. It's the sky's the limit, man. But Evan Mobley is number 9. Good, man. Good player. All right. So Jaren Jackson, like, already won Defensive Player of the Year, right? So he's a made man in terms of the NBA, right? But but defense is his thing. He can guard anybody, ones through fives. He's that good. Um, I think with John Morant coming back should help him a lot. And their pick and roll is gonna be nasty. Specifically because Jaren Jackson can hit the three. But for Memphis to do what they need to do, it's all about defense, man. It's all about defense. They gotta get that grit and grind back, man. Get some of that toughness back. And Jaren can definitely run the show. He's not slighted at all, right? But they need and Jaren Jackson is a good start, man. He's a great start with that, man. I really wanted to put him higher on the list, but there's some players that y'all gonna see that are really like you got an argument to leave him where you get. But nonetheless, Jaren Jackson, number 8, should be very interesting. Have a mesh with y'all coming back. So as my internet goes out again, bro, just let it chill for a minute. That's wild. Anyway, number 7, man. All right, man. So I get it. Y'all probably like, man, what you talking about? Julius Randle ain't better than Jaren Jackson, right? Look, man. So when you look at Julius Randle, man, he's an offensive savant, man. He's a pick and roll marvel, right? He can run the pick and roll his damn self. He can pick and roll with the best of them. Like, bro, he's a savant, right? He's not defensively better than Jaren Jackson, but offensively, he is. He's a better rebounder and a smaller sample size than what we got from Jaren Jackson, right? But Julius can do his thing, right? Now, it's interesting to see how the Timberwolves are going to use him this year because he's a ball dominant player. I don't really know how he's going to mesh not having the ball. But we'll see, man. I think he's willing to do anything to win. So we'll see how they use him, man. But offensively, they got a good talent in Minnesota. It just depends on how you use them. I don't know because you can see it to a couple different ways. You can see him as, oh well, they're good, and then oh well, how is he going to do it, right? But then you can look at it a different way that he might be in the way if he can't knock down the open shot without the basketball. You know what I'm saying? Because you already got Gobert there. He's not shooting anything, right? And then you got another guy who needs the ball that hasn't necessarily knocked down the open shot all the time without the basketball. So you have two guys kind of doing the same thing and being away. So does that hurt floor spacing? Maybe. I don't know. But nonetheless, Julius Randle, number 7 on my list. Yes, number 7. We'll see how that goes, though. All right, so this guy, Scotty Barnes, right? So I be looking at certain things, right? Like, like I said, I do a little bit of research on the guys before making, these videos because you hate to be talking, like you don't know what you're talking about, right? I see it all the time. People just be talking shit all the motherfucking time, right? But I just like this guy, man. I really do. Like he he does a lot, man. Like I get it, people say, "Oh man, he's not really a power forward, man." But the 8 rebounds tell me something different. Like it tells me that they're using this guy in their small lineup, and he's got some dog in him, right? Like some serious dog in him, man. And like the 6 rebounds tells me, I mean 6 assists, I mean, tell me that he's doing this thing, man. Like he's 6'7" with some handle, can score the ball. You could put him in the post. You can put him in the guard position. Like he can do everything. He's a Swiss Army knife for the Raptors, right? And I think the Raptors got a chance to be a really good defensive team. I don't know what it is, but with this guy switching on a lot of people, and then you got RJ Barrett, who's one of my honorable mentions as a wing player. That's a good team, or at least a good defensive team to start right there, right? But nonetheless, man, Scotty Barnes is 6 on the list, man. Like I said, I don't know how they really use him, but I've seen a multitude of lists, and I was like, all right, let's plug him into the formula and see where he fits on the list, right? And the numbers he put up and how he looked with the assists definitely put him in the top 10. It's not arguable in my opinion. So, excuse me, you'll see. Let's get into this top five, though. All right, so Pascal Siakam is an NBA champion. Let me say that. Pascal Siakam is an NBA champion, right? Won it with the Raptors, getting traded to the Pacers, right? He is one of the perfect pieces for the Pacers right now. He's a dominant force in the paint. He's also got a nice little jumper. He's got good defense, everything. So he can turn up the intensity when he needs to and give the Pacers the edge that they need to succeed, man. So I think it's good. I think it's a top five power forward, man, just based off of all of that. Now, looking at the team aspect of it, the Pacers got a good squad, man. Halliburton, Siakam, Miles Turner, they got some dudes. And the question is, do they have enough other guys to really go on that run and ultimately capture a championship? That's the biggest question. If they have the others, they got a chance, man. But Pascal Siakam, man, is being one of the best players in the league right now. Like having a versatile four is, I think, the key to winning in a lot of cases, right? Somebody that can switch off on anybody is like on defense, and then be able to score on any position too. A lot of people don't look at that. They think of all the defensive versatility. What about offensive versatility too? Because if you switch a three on to Pascal Siakam, he's probably a little bigger. If you switch a bigger guy on him, he's probably a little faster. Cause some mismatches, and he looked good. I think that's the perfect name for Pascal Siakam, the mismatch, because he is that. But let's get into the top four. Let's see what I got. All right, so look, Zion Williamson is like awesome. Okay, the athleticism, the decision making, his shots getting better, everything, and to have him um, with 70 games, that's perfect. It's perfect. If he can play 70 games a year for the rest of his career, you got yourselves a Hall of Famer, right? The question is his health. That's it. That's the only thing. Because talent wise, he's wiping the floor with everybody. You can't jump with him. Fours, fives, threes, whatever you do, you can't do nothing with him. You can't jump with him. He's faster than those guys. He's stronger than those guys. Like off the dribble, you're not stopping him. And if you manage to stop him, you're not jumping with him. And with DeJounte Murray and McCollum, they're gonna feed him. If he makes the open shot this year and stays healthy, he'll be one an all-star and probably be one of the most dominant players this season. He's just that damn good. The only question is health and consistent shooting the ball. That's it. But I know DeJounte Murray is going to feed him. And DeJounte Murray is going to be able to kickstart the offense because he's a willing rebounder. Also, and he's a good defender. You steal the ball and have Zion running down the sideline, man, or the baseline, whatever. Fast break. That's nasty, bro. He gonna do his thing. But you know what's on the list. Let's keep going. Let's see what we got here. All right. So look, I am a big fan of Paolo Banchero, man. The Magic were good last season, and they're gonna be better this season because of Paolo. Paolo is good enough to run the offense through him. He's got a good offensive game, handles, backup handles, counters, whatever you want to call it. Paolo can do it. I think if he takes his rebounding up just a tick, it's over for everybody. Because right now he's just offensively better than just about anybody he's going against. If he takes his rebounding up and really put that in his game, that's over with. He's already better than a lot of people. The 5 assists, the almost 7 rebounds, 22 a game, that's nasty. But as I say, man, availability is important to me. And 80 games of this with like 25, let's say he gets to 10 rebounds a game, 25 and 10 for 80 games, I guarantee you're going to win a lot of them. You're going to have to double him at some point this season. And then when you double him and he kicks the ball out, you got Wendell Carter there who's working on his offensive game. You got Jalen Suggs, who is a known bucket getter. They got some ballers, man. They got some ballers. Paolo Banchero, number 3. Watch out. Because he could be on MVP category, bro. Like, MVP category. He could be really good this season, man. But let's get into the top 2, man. All right, man. Look, so when I was coming up, Kevin Durant was like a small forward, bro. Like, backpack KD was in his bag, bro. Now he's not backpack KD. He just easy money sniper, man. So it's interesting that he plays the 4, right? But considering the team, it makes sense because you got Devin Booker playing the 2 and Bill playing the 3. KD, although he is a willing passer, that's not what KD do. He do his thing. And you say, oh man, there's better power forwards than KD. No, it's not. It's only one that's better than KD at the power forward position, man. Because KD's offensive game is like elite of the elite. Like, I know I say it a lot, man, but having the versatility is crazy. Because KD can cook your center. He's probably just as tall as your center. He can cook your power forward. He's probably taller than your power forward. And if you say you're the Jazz and you got Lauri Markkanen who's 7 feet, KD can cook him off the dribble. He can cook him off the screen. Step back, fadeaways, whatever. KD is like the perfect version of today's power forward. Now tell me who can stop him when he get rolling. I'll wait. Now, the question is with the Suns, isn't their offensive prowess. It's not the star power that they have. This team is very talented. It's about who is playing the 1 and who can distribute the ball to their stars. because Devin Booker doesn't need to be playing the one. He needs to be Devin Booker, bucket getter. Bradley Beal doesn't need to be playing the one because he's a bucket getter. And then KD is all about buckets. So when you think about it, you need somebody to distribute the basketball, man. And that's the biggest question mark for them. I don't know how they can distribute the basketball because that's a problem. KD's a beast. And he's number 2 on the list. And you can argue with your mama, argue with your daddy, argue with your uncle. But KD is a top 3 power forward and probably top 5 in the NBA, bro, in terms of players. And KD been playing a long ass time, bro. I think it's like year 18 for my mans. That's crazy work. He been giving people work for 18 seasons. And they still ain't figured out how to stop him. So yeah, KD's number 2 on the list, man. As my internet goes out again. Boy, this sucks. Yeah, kick back though. We'll move on. All right, we're back. All right, let's finish this up with the number 1 player, man. So, Giannis, the Greek freak, whatever you want to call him. When the Bucks drafted him, I don't think they knew what they was getting. They just knew he was a freakishly talented, skinny player. I think defensive player of the year. He's a beast on the low block, man. Like beast him. Like he's so damn long that he'll dunk over you even if you have good defense on him. Like it's crazy to see how he plays the game with violence, aggressiveness, everything. And with him and Damian be even more awesome, right? Because they already commit 4 people to Giannis when he enters the paint, right? I've seen it. It's like 4 people surrounding him, right? He still dunked over everybody, right? But now, with if Damian Lillard starts to get more confidence within the system, which confidence is really not an issue, but just confidence within the scheme, you're gonna have to commit somebody to Dame. And when they start running pick and rolls with these two, like bro, Shaq and Kobe. That's just like the macro view of it, right? They could be that good. But I shrink it down to micro, bro. Like they could be as good as Oscar Robertson and Kareem. You know, they could be that good. You know, like Dame only got like a few more years at top tier talent, right? And that top tier level, should I say? So they gotta get it while they can, man. And they got a good ass team, a good ass team. And all they gotta do is just keep on using, keep on moving forward, man. Like I said, you look at Giannis specifically. Let's break it down even smaller, right? So Giannis himself is has the ability to run the offense, right? I think he's improved leaps and bounds with his offensive game, right? You know he's powerful. You know he can get to the rim. You're not stopping him. Whatever, right? Defense as well, right? But he's become a little bit more reliable with the jump shot. You can tell he's working on that. Like he's a worker. I don't think you can look at any year of his career so far and tell me he's been the same player. He's always working on something. He's always tinkering with something. He's always improving. 30 points and he plays 73 games. You get this production with Dame's 26, 27 maybe. Got yourself a good team. Giannis is available. He's a worker. One thing that people are not really paying attention to is those 6 assists. Even when he's quadruple team, he's looking to pass the ball. And to have a 4 like that, and then when you go small to have a 5 like that, it's freaking crazy, bro. Freaking nuts. Giannis is the number one power forward in the NBA right now. But that's the list. That's the list, man. The power forward position, as I mentioned, is really good. But let me know what I did wrong, what I can fix on the list. Let me know what y'all think about the list. Who would be, in the top 10 that maybe I'm not looking at? Hmm? But nonetheless, I am your host, Cameron, from the Villains Sports Media Network. And this has been the basketball show. I know it's not sexy, but that's what it is, man. That's what it is right now. We're working on the name. But nonetheless, man, I'll catch y'all on the next one. We breaking down centers next. And then after that, probably gonna do a top 10 list for the NBA players as a whole. So we'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace this time.